This week we are racing the BMW M2 CS on VIR. VIR became one of my favorite circuits a few years ago when I bought Forza 7, not Horizon, and it launched without the Nürburgring, and I basically just wanted the Nürburgring, and so while I was waiting for it to launch, remember this was before I even had a steering wheel and pedals, so it was more of the controller days. I just wanted to like something similar to the Nürburgring where I could just cruise there, relax, enjoy my time, and enjoy the fast-paced corners, I guess. The layout that I used to play, that I also forgot, that was a long time ago, maybe 2 years ago, was the longest layout where, you know, you go outside the track and then there's a loop on the inside that you do. And there was so many corners, it kind of felt like the Nürburgring, but it wasn't the same, you know, but it was a good track. It was definitely one of my favorite tracks for quite a while I waited for the Nürburgring. And so I played Forza. Funnily, I never played on the Nürburgring on Forza because I gave up on that game before that circuit became available. I moved on to something else because it just didn't jive with me very well, especially without the proper equipment. I don't know, maybe it was the equipment, maybe it's just Forza. And I never played multiplayer anyway, so it was just against AI, and the AI was dumb as a box of rocks. So anyway, VAR starts. I'm like, I'm gonna take this seriously. So I download the app for Garage 61 and do a few laps, and I go to the websites where you can see the data, and I analyze the data versus a lap that I think it was a minute 32, and the best lap is like a minute 30, and that is an alien who these people basically live, breathe everything iRacing, so it's extremely hard to be able to have the same level of competence as the 130 people, the aliens. But the 132 you can get close to. I'm a rookie, so I'm not expecting to be anywhere near that. I figured like 4 seconds away, 3 seconds away would be like an amazing time for me, which is basically a very real place to be. And so I started with a 139, and I started studying the laps, going back to the data, studying his data, what he's doing differently, how I can improve myself, and started applying it. So I do 20 laps, 15 laps, something like that, go back to Garage 61, analyze the data, compare it, and then apply it again and rinse and repeat. So I did that Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then Saturday was race day for me. Sunday I had other commitments. I do have a full-time job and a family, so I am very limited on race time. I love racing, but you know, this is a hobby after all, and I have other priorities. And so by the time it was race time, my best lap was a 147.75, which for me was basically amazing. I was very happy. I knew that there are places I could do way better, especially the first maybe sector or two of the track where I can improve. And I can maybe find those 2 seconds. I mean, I know what to do to find them. I just can't physically do them on the sim. So anyway, this is lap 2 of our qualifying. Lap 1, I messed it up by going on the grass, as you may have seen before. But this is lap 2, and I'm doing well. I'm trying not to be extremely aggressive. I'm not going to get the 147 time because I know that I need to get something on the table so that I don't start last. I will want to kind of be a little bit competitive since I did train so hard and so long. And I put down a time that is 135.5. And so that was good enough for P4. And I was very happy with P4. My objective for the race was to get P6. So here we are, gridded up, ready to go. I am anxious. My heartbeat is probably 180 for some reason. I've trained so hard, I didn't want to waste all the training, so green lights and away we go. I get a pretty decent start. Reaction time was like 2 seconds. I did measure that while making this video. I take all the way to the right, no contact. He just pulled left and everybody crashed into one another. I think the only guy who survived was P2, which I was like, wow, I am in P1. I am in P1. I am in P1. And I could not believe it. And you know, if my heartbeat was like 180 at the start line, now it's like 210. I can feel my heartbeat steer my car through my arms. It was magnificent. I was like, there is no way I'm staying P1. My objective at the beginning of the race is to finish somewhere between P7 and P5. This is not, I'm not winning this race. Like, there's no way I can win this race. So I was driving conservatively, knowing that eventually someone will catch up to me. Qualification, 3 people were faster than me, so eventually they will catch up. I'm not that far, you know, something will happen. So I'm driving conservative. All I want was to finish this race safely within the top maybe 5, maybe 4, right? Maybe at this point I was like, hey, I am first. I will try not to lose a lot of positions. Now, if you look at the small map up at the top right, you can see that the only person who is basically keeping up with me is P2.
This is terrific.
P3,
exactly what we
4,
came here
and
for.
5
You're in the
were
lead.
fighting, so they probably lost P2 because they don't have any slipstream anymore, and he kind of kept up with me.
10 minutes
He was
remaining,
slightly
10 minutes.
faster than me, and the gap was maybe 3 seconds, and he made it up in my first lap. He made up a second and a half maybe. Again, the conservative driving makes a huge difference. So he follows me and starts to get closer and closer, and at this point I'm like, well, you know, I know that I can see all the different positions and my time difference between me and them. So the relatives. So I can see that he's close to me, but 3, 4 are not. 5 is also not. So I figured, okay, well, it's a race between us two, right? And maybe he can. Not only can he keep up with me, he's keeping up with me, he's getting closer. So, I mean, the best thing to do is to basically work with this guy, or maybe with rookies, there is no working together. There is just like, I'm gonna keep up with him, basically, to build the gap. So he's faster than me. I'm gonna use him to build the gap to 3, 4 and finish in P2. And if there is an opportunity to pass him at some point during the race, I'll just take it. But I mean, I had no delusions of grandeur or anything that I will win this race. So at this point, he's so close. I'm like, if he tries a move, I'm gonna let it pass. And he tries a move. So I actually brake at this point and I let him through. So I literally signaled. I didn't signal to him, but I had my finger on the mic. And I was gonna say, if he didn't pass, I was gonna tell him, the next corner, you take the inside and I will let you pass. But he did pass, and I was like, okay, great. Now I'm behind him, and I know he's fast, and I'm gonna use him to build my confidence, and I'm gonna use him to increase my pace in a safe way, because I know he can do the safe laps. He's been following me, he's been chasing me, he's been hunting me, and now it's my turn, baby. And I love the hunt. This is one of my favorite things to do, is to go close to someone and apply that pressure. Put the pressure on and then close that vice. Close it very slowly and methodically, but just close that vice. Not even attempt to pass. Like, I don't think I've ever attempted to pass anyone yet. I haven't really dived on someone who's competent, right? I mean, competent, driving a little bit slower than me, or maybe the same pace, and I just, you know how they do the dives on YouTube, and you're like, hey, I got him, and then, you know, he switched, he did the switch, and then he tried to get me back, but I held my corner and all that stuff. I've never done that. Not my thing. But anyway, I'm trying to kind of just stay behind him as close as possible, and I was like, I'm gonna employ all the tips, all the tricks that I've learned from my previous training, and just like trust in that, trust in what I've learned. This is not a time to experiment. I'm just gonna do what I know, not what I know that I can do if I experiment a little bit, because this is not the time or the place. Anyway, the first section of this circuit, the first two sections of this circuit are my worst, because there are some places that I just did not hit my breakpoints right, and I did not have my minimum speeds high enough, and he was faster than me. But in the last sections, the downhill sections, and that basically corkscrew-like corner, I was faster than him. So now he makes a mistake. He goes wide, and I'm like, I am going deep. This is not a lunge. He just made a mistake, and I took advantage of it in the moment. But now I know that I could keep up with him, and if I am with the confidence that I built, I could start trying to drive the way I was trying to drive in my training, and so I could probably keep that gap where it was. And so as we said, that the first sector and a half was my slowest with all the back-to-back corners, but when we get to the uphill section and you know, maybe all this section, he can't pass me here, so it doesn't matter if he's faster or not. He's still blocked. But starting in this section, I am faster than him, because I knew when I started, this is where I lost a lot of my time. Maybe like I made up 2 seconds in my training just in this section, and it is a hard section to train on, and I did it. And as you see, he was at the top of that hill. He was right on my tail, but now you could barely see him in my mirror. And so I knew that he was faster than me in one of the sections, but I was faster than him in one of the sections. And all I was thinking now is like, I'm gonna build enough space in that last section that it will be hard for him to pass me. He can't catch up to me, but it will be hard for him to pass me by the time he catches up to me, and faster than him in the second part of the circuit. And so he's keeping up with me, as you can see here. P7 made the fastest lap. Good for him. I did not have the fastest lap in this race. I did not get it even at this point where I was trying to be as fast as possible. I was not the fastest on there. 134.5 maybe was my fastest. I don't remember. So anyway, we go up to the top of this hill, and all of a sudden I don't see him in my mirrors anymore. And I'm like, maybe it's just because it's corners and stuff. But then Jim, my spotter, tells me that there was an accident behind me. I look at the relatives, and it's like 5.5 seconds difference. And I'm like, yes, this is it. This is it. This is it. Like I'm probably gonna be far enough. I've built a big enough gap that with my last sectors of this circuit being really fast, I can keep up basically. He's not gonna catch up with me. He's not. But it's still like 5 seconds, so I still have to be on pace. I was trying to be slightly conservative with my pace, slightly, so that I would be safe no matter what. So trying to, but also understanding that there is the option that this person behind me could catch up with me, right? Because he did catch up with me. He did make up 3.5, 4 seconds at the beginning of the race, and so he could really do it again. It could happen. It's a lot harder now that I've gained a little bit of confidence, but it could happen. So I was waiting for that white flag. I was hoping for it. I could not wait long enough for me to get it. I could just come on, white flag, white flag. I can't wait for the white flag. Let's do it. So here, again, last section, he was closer to me, and I think at some point after this straight, because you build up a lot of delta in this straight, and here's the white flag that I was waiting for. I remember celebrating it. I was like, yeah, white flag. So at the end of this straight, or after the 180 here, the hairpin, I remember looking at the relatives, and it was like 7.5 seconds, and I'm like, whoa. Okay, this is great. I'm winning this race. That's it. So I went into full conservative mode. I am not trying to beat my fastest lap record or whatever it is. I'm just trying to survive the rest of this lap without crashing my car. And hopefully I can do this. And if I do this, then I will have my first iRacing win. My first one ever on race number 5. Which I never thought I would do it. Honestly, I thought my first win would be like 6 months, maybe a year after I started. I have a full-time job, family responsibilities. I don't have a lot of time to spend on a simulator. And so a lot of people, I remember when I was single, I could come back home and like have dinner and just spend 4 hours doing whatever I want, 5 hours, 6 hours. Maybe staying late, maybe like not even sleep through the night and just like play a game, but not anymore, So my thinking was I would never do this in the first 6 months. But you can see that now we have the checkered flag and we have crossed the line in first place. First place, I can't believe it. First place, I got a win. I got my first iRacing win in the BMW. I cannot believe that this actually happened. This was amazing. Amazing feeling. It was so great. I remember it was so great. So great. I enjoyed it so much. The best part of it was not the win. I mean, the win was, obviously the best part of it was the win, but like very close second was the racing. The guy who I raced against was felt like safe driver. I felt like if I needed to race him, he would yield when he saw something maybe would go wrong, and I felt like I would do the same back to him. Like, you saw me let him go because that's what I should have done anyway. But I felt like he also let me go on that hairpin. I thought he could fight a little bit harder for his position, but no, he let me go. I think he gave me the position. Very happy with the racing. This is exactly what I expected when I started racing on iRacing. Oh, actually, this is what I hoped for. I didn't expect it. I hoped that I would eventually get to a level where I'm like not not seeing crashes all over the circuit, and just, you know, enjoying my time racing and strategizing and stressing things and solving issues and all that stuff. Happy days. So I leave the race, and this is the first thing I see when I get out. And I'm like, oh my god, you can see my feet. Like, I was like, what is happening? I got promoted, baby. I got promoted. Not only did I win a race, but I also got promoted to C level, which is amazing. I was so happy. So happy. So here are the results, and as you can see, we are in number 1, baby. We have gained a 0.64 safety rating, and you can't see this over here, but our I rating is now 1,422. I'm guessing you start at 1350, and I got a couple of podiums and stuff, and so it got me up to 1422. Strength of field was 1242. This was split 5, and I was hoping to be in split 6, so this was a great result, not only because I finished first. I was aiming to be somewhat in the middle of split 6. That's what I trained for, and I ended up beating everyone in split 5, which I was mind blown at this point when I discovered that it was split 5. I was like, oh my god, I started 4th and I ended 1st in split 5. This is great. But anyway, that's what I have for you today. If you want to see my first race ever, click that button. If you want to see how this win affected my next race, if it was a positive impact or a negative impact, subscribe and push the notification button. You will find out something very interesting. Thank you very much. See you soon.